Excellency. Good afternoon, everyone. Today we meet to launch one of the important projects for Palestine. Your Excellency, Dr. Michele, the Minister of Health, Excellency Mr. Stefan Implads, representatives of the UN agencies and the Palestinian government agencies and the donor community and the civil society organizations are also present with us. On behalf of His Excellency, the Prime Minister, I would like to welcome you all to the Prime Minister's office and to thank you all for working so hard together to reach this point of celebration and launch of this important project.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. مرحبا فيكم جميعا في هذا الحدث الهام والمهم، وأود أن أبدأ بتقديم الشكر والتقدير لكل القائمين على هذا المشروع المهم والهام بالنسبة لنا في الوقت المناسب. واسمحوا لي أنه الآن أنتقل إلى الحديث باللغة الإنجليزية. Well, my dear friends, thank you so much for all those who have taken part to this very important and timely project. I am very encouraged to see every now and then quite a number of projects that does really address our priorities. And maybe I would like to shed some light on our vision for the future. Where are we heading on these issues? We are now designing our next strategy for the years to come, 24-27. And our main focus will be on a number of issues. One, we all know that in order for us to build an independent, sovereign, viable, contiguous state of Palestine, we need to do it either bottom to top or top to bottom. Obviously, top to bottom is not there, which means that, my dear Stefan, there isn't yet any peace initiative on the table. There isn't any serious engagement by the international community to put an end to the conflict. And there is the death of the quartet due to the Ukraine crisis that United States, United Nations, European Union, and Russia, these are the four components of the quartet. One of them is not anymore there as a player in the international political arena. Having said that, in this absence of top to bottom approach, lack of political progress, lack of political initiative, and that we are living in a very terrible, dangerous political vacuum, what we are doing with you is down, up, bottom, top approach. We have been doing that for quite a number of time, for quite a number of years. We did do things not consequential, but parallels. We were building institutions, we were providing service at a time when there was a peace initiative and peace talks and so on. Today, one component is absent. And it is so important for us to continue, my dear doctor, not only generate hope, but also build blocks of hope. And generate hope with tangible results, not only with Mahmoud Darwish poetry. And I think what we do here with the bank, and I'm grateful to the effort that the bank has been doing in the absence of other international aid. The bank has always been, for the last 4 years, in the absence of serious international aid, that did shrink from 30% of our budget to only 1%. And the bank has been consistent with its support. So thank you, the bank, thanks Stefan and your colleagues, and also all the UN family that has been really standing solid with us on quite a number of issues. Having said that, so I don't take much of your time, but let me tell you where we are heading. We are working with Europe and with a number of players on relaunching the Arab Peace Initiative. That's top to bottom approach. That will be far-fetched. It will take years to really take it out of the fridge or the freezer and then warm it up and then put it to be served and people are ready to digest. So it will take some time. But here, our strategy has the following components. One, you know we live under colonial dependency. And that today our strategy is to gradually disengage from this colonial dependency, to try to strengthen our productive capacity, to create jobs, to generate income for people. And I am happy to mention to you that unemployment has dropped down from 19% to 12.2% since we took office until today. And this strategy of widening our productive capacity is working in quite a number of issues, in industry, in agriculture, in other aspects of development and productivity. The other issue, and this sort of disengagement, also one component and one important element has to do with health. Because as you rightly said, Maria, that the bill for referrals is high. And this is something we cannot afford, really, to continue with. And this brings me to our second strategy that has to do with reform. The Palestinian Authority is not an old authority. It's still, I don't call it a young authority. I think I should call it embryonic authority. سلطة جنينية لسه ما بدت يا سيد أسامة النجار. So, therefore, in order for us to protect this very embryonic authority, we need to reform quite a number of issues. Reform for me is about things that we are doing wrong, we should do it right. And there are some issues that we're not doing it 100% right. And therefore, we have presented to the international community during the AHLC meetings a reform agenda of 21 points, on top of which is to deal and to handle issues that has to do with net lending and issues that has to do with referrals and so on and so forth. And here, every week, every cabinet meeting, I put to the Minister of Health under serious pressure and the team that we should be reducing this. But of course, we need to provide alternative service so that people, or what you rightly said, when people fall sick, we need to provide appropriate service for them. The other issue that we are pushing is the internationalization of the conflict. I don't want to take you in that direction, but this is one of the things that we will be working, i.e. bringing Palestine to UN agencies, United Nations, Security Council, General Assembly, and so on and so forth. But of course, my dear friend, we are not going also to put heavy load on you with the WHO, and therefore we don't want to get into issues of membership and so on. But we will continue on the track of internationalization of the conflict with Israel. The other issue that we are also focusing on, beside disengaging, widening our economic productive capacity, reform, also provide quality service to the people. And I think that's very important. Now, we are into what we call digital payments, that 10 services are going to be paid online, and also health, education, and other public utilities, water, electricity, and so on. These are the things that are designed for us to help manifest steadfastness of the people, تعزيز صمود الناس. And that is where we are on these issues. Also, of course, we are not silent on resisting occupation. Palestinians have been resisting for quite some time. And now that this program has to do with resilience and resistance, but also the political side of resilience is resistance. And I want to assure you, my dear friends, that we will continue peaceful resistance, and that our service will continue to be one of the best in the region. And there are certain margins and room for reform wherever it is needed, wherever it is possible. We will be doing that. And I want to end by thanking all the teams who have really put serious effort into, not only in this project, but the bank has been helping us not only in health, in water, in technical assistance, in infrastructure, and in education, and a number of issues. So I'm grateful to the effort that has been injected by all of you, the teams of United Nations who are present here, the World Bank, the Ministry of Health, as well as Ministry of Finance, my dear colleagues from the Prime Minister Office. Thank you for all what you do, and I hope this sort of meetings will take place in a liberated Jerusalem, the capital of the future state of Palestine. God bless you. شكرا جزيلا. بارك الله فيكم.